Hey everybody, happy Moundville Monday. Today we're going to talk about the theft that happened at Erskine Ramsay.
Erskine Ramsay was a Birmingham industrialist, a wealthy man in the coal and iron business, and he was named to the Board of Regents of the Alabama Museum of Natural History back when Eugene Allen Smith was still alive and director of the museum. And so he was one of the most important contributors, boosters to the museum system then, and his name is very prominent, and he's the person who ponied up the money to build that building. It's a T-shaped building. The Erskine Ramsay Archaeological Research Center is what they call it to start with. And the front part of that was laboratory space. At that time, it has a front door, and you can see that bigger section in the back was 4 stories of storage.
Erskine Ramsay is the oldest curation repository in the state of Alabama. There was a theft here in the 1980s, and 264 vessels actually were stolen from this facility.
Graduate student from the University of Michigan, whose name was Margaret Harden. She was going to go to Moundville and go back to the Erskine Ramsay facility and go right back to work where she had left off. And she knew where everything was and opened one of the boxes to start where she had left off. And some pots were not there. And so it dawned on this graduate student, Margaret Harden, that a theft had happened of the fancier artifacts from that collection were now gone. As a percentage of the whole collection that was taken, it's really only about a fifth. Something like 1 out of 20% or so were missing. But of the exhibitable, fancy, seriously valuable artifacts, it's more like 70% of the collection was gone.
Many of these vessels were of the highest quality ever excavated at Moundville.
The statute of limitations over the years for the original theft expired. No arrests were made, and it just sort of went dormant. Fast forward after my retirement to 2018, and I said, I'll give this one more shot. And this time I'll try to raise a reward and see how that works. So we did. And then some of the pots started showing up.
So behind me are pieces of pottery that were returned using the tip line. I know that there's still an open investigation on finding the pottery, but 3 of them have been returned, and we have them on display inside of the museum.
Even though I thought that was a giant crack in the case, no more objects have surfaced. So the reward still stands.
If anybody does have any tips or any suggestions, you can call 205-348-2800 to submit any of that information. So that would be really helpful if you do have any information about this theft.